I saw that bloody man I chased out of the party. Are you? Yes, I chased him out of the party.
You did?
Of course. Very corrupt. Very corrupt.
But when you were...
Hold on now.
When you were making... When you wanted, the same way you wanted Uche Secondos to become chairman, you wanted Ayu to become chairman.
No. That's not what happened. Let me tell you what happened. So that people should hear what happened. So you get the bargain. But first of all, I have no regret. Man was collecting money left, right, and center.
From who?
He collected from Atiku to that. He went to Lagos. I said the same right now. Why I say so? I have to kick him after the chairman of the party. I did. I have no regret. So he went to Tambawa's house and said, "You are the hero of the convention." We laughed. That's okay. Hero of convention. We became heroes of the democracy. We say we will fail you, and we failed them, and I have no regret about it. Yes. Even for him to cleanse the Senate, he had to do the run. As a sitting governor, he had to do the run. I said I was going to support Aswaju. It's not correct. I did. Did he win or not? Did I not produce the governor? Did I not produce the National Assembly? Did I not produce the House Assembly? Come on, what are we talking about?
Give me
No. I'm coming, Sean. I'm coming. The only thing which is very embarrassing, when I hear Tambawa talking, you can see, have you picked snail before? I don't know where you come from.
Well, I've never.
Sorry, I don't know where you come from.
I've not.
Okay. Some of those who are from the Niger Delta, from the family, they tell you go and do that. You go and pick snail. When you see the shell of a snail, you think there is a snail there. You understand that? When you get there, you look at this. The snail is no longer there. It's ordinary shell. That's Tambawa.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know.
That.
I said, you think that you are dealing with a human being. Ask anybody.
Is that fair to say to your friend?
No. It's not about being fair. Is it what I said? Is it correct or not? It's not about being fair. Take for example, what the leadership of Atiku will say. He will say. You remember, under Obasanjo's book, My Watch, he said, and I quote him, not me say, that when he was running for president of this country, and for him to appoint a vice presidential candidate, he made a mistake, which was an honest mistake. And he thanked God that God forgave him. Because he made an honest mistake. That's their principle. He went further. That Atiku is not a man that can be trusted. He cannot stand for truth. He's preacher for corruption. Your boss gave you a testimony. You know what they call testimony? Testimony. Obasanjo gave the testimony of his subordinate. So when they talk about leadership, what leadership? I have shown leadership.
Can you just believe this statement that just came out of Wike's mouth? Wike calls himself hero of democracy. He says they, himself, Bola Tinubu, and all of the same people that worked with them to rig the 2023 election, especially the Rivers one. He says they are the heroes of democracy, that they won the election, that he said that he promised to worked for Bola Tinubu. Did Bola Tinubu not win the election? That he did not deliver state assembly and national assembly, and he did not produce a governor. And he called himself hero of democracy. The question to you, or to all of you Nigerians, is this. Is Wike and Bola Tinubu, are these guys heroes of democracy, or are they the destroyers of the Nigerian democracy? Did Wike fight for democracy? Did Bola Tinubu fight for the Nigerian democracy in 2023, or they rigged the election and they destroyed the democratic system of Nigeria? With all you've seen so far, with the overthrow of Fubara, because Wike claims here that it produced, you see, I find it so insulting when I hear politicians say they produce a governor, as though it's their vote alone that counted, if not for corruption. But you can see what is literally going on. Wike says Atiku Abubakar cannot be trusted. Wike says Atiku Abubakar, based on Obasanjo's book, says that Atiku had a penchant for corruption. Wike says the same thing of Amechi a while back. The same thing Atiku says of Godswill Akpabio, a penchant for corruption. The same thing that is going on around all of them. They've asked Wike the same thing. How did you make your money? He didn't have an answer. They've asked Amechi, how did you make the money? He doesn't have an answer. Even Bola Tinubu cannot answer how he made his money. Of all these political contestants, all of them that have actually held political positions, the one person none of them can accuse of corruption. The one person none of them can say was corrupt from the beginning is PeterObi. Of all of them, I'm not talking about on more electoral, right? The one person, as a matter of fact, of all these contestants, the one person none of them can actually claim to say is corrupt is PeterObi. So that lets you understand the kind of caliber of people we elect into position of authority. Corrupt politicians, they're actually now coming out slowly to tell Nigerians what happened. So if somebody like Wike, as the report is now widely known and seen, don't forget, Henry Shields, one of the PDP guys before, said that Wike, the corruption that happened in 2023, Wike should be in prison. If Nigeria was a good and working state, Wike should be in prison. That the kind of electoral corruption, the machination of electoral result that happened in 2023, that they have some copies of it, that he was even on record to say that Wike promised to unalive somebody if it does not make the result go the way they want it. That's the same Wike that's coming to say that he's a hero of democracy. So the question is Wike really a hero of democracy or a hero of corruption and a destroyer of democracy in Nigeria? Can you imagine such audacity? You see that 2023 election that they rigged? It's not going to sit down well. It's not going to sit down. No matter how they try to justify the outcome of that election, it's never going to sit down well. Because first of all, the people of RiversState did not vote for an APC candidate in Bola Tinubu. So something happened. If wild and statewide in RiversState, the election was not going in Bola Tinubu's favor, you cannot just say that in Obiak, but where they really did the rigging, all of a sudden the biggest trough of result that came in went in for APC. Literally, you're saying that, imagine it this way. They said that APC won the presidential election, PDP won the National Assembly, both state and federal, and local government. That's the way they distributed the vote. Or to benefit, one person who's now serving as the Minister of the FCT. And that's the same person who's done his own political calculation and feels that he has more shot being in power aligning with Bola Tinubu than with anybody else. It's the same Wike. That tells you that this man leans towards wherever he gets his next bread from, his next position of power. Because these guys are power intoxicated, not service intoxicated. These guys will go for wherever there is power rather than to serve the people. So I find it really annoying when I hear them say, I produce a governor, I produce National Assembly members. How can you produce somebody when you only have one vote and I have one vote? And you claim to be the one to produce the person, knowing the fact that the only reason for that claim is that our electoral system is rigged. So my analysis, my take here is the fact that when Wike makes a statement like this, it acknowledges the fact that they know that they rigged the election, that they know that the reason why Bola Tinubu can actually appoint Wike as FCT minister was to say, in all the rigging that you guys are doing, make sure you rig it in my favor. And what was shown in that electoral result, so far as it's been widely speculated, even I think it was Premium Times that reported it, shows that the 2023 election was rigged in RiversState and across many states in Nigeria. And that's how Bola Tinubu emerged as the president of Nigeria. That's why so many people will not still acknowledge Bola Tinubu as the president of Nigeria, because they know that he was not the one that was voted for. So again, I say to you, of all these contestants coming out in 2027, whether it's Amechi, Atiku, Bola Tinubu, and PeterObi, of the four of them who've actually held position of authority before, the one person without any stain of corruption is PeterObi. That's why he's still the best candidate of all of them. I mean, leave the Shower supporters and the obedient supporter to actually have that argument. But the thing still remains is the one with the clear record without a stain of corruption is PeterObi. Everything is widely seen, known as how he got his money. So when you see the corruption that happened in 2023, you know the fact that all these guys are trying to say, Wike saying that they are the heroes of democracy, you realize that they're trying to change the narrative. They started, I would say, watch it. This word, heroes of democracy, started now. They'll come back again tomorrow. Keep saying it. So a question I ask you is, Wike, is Bola Tinubu, are these guys heroes of democracy, or are they the destroyer of Nigerian democracy? Put that in the comment section. Let us know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe if you've not done so, and recommend this channel. Please remember to click on the notification icon. I'll catch you in the next video. God bless you. Bye-bye for now.